guys, welcome back to Vengeful Custom. So today I'm sharing with you a Sentry kit that I just finished painting up. I did do a garage kit review on this and I completely forgot who produced it and the sculptor. If you go back into it, hopefully I'll get that up in the beginning of the video. It just completely slipped my mind and I'm not really turning underneath the base to look under it all. Just forgot. But all in all, it's a really great kit. Now, I do not like the character Sentry at all. I've told this to many people before. The person that I did paint this up for, he likes to make fun of me about yellow paint because yellow paint is a nightmare to paint up. But this worked out pretty well. This kit was engineered amazing. I have to say this is probably the best engineered kit I've ever seen or even dealt with. It was pretty much out of the box, kind of like ready to go, which was great. If you go back and you watch my kit review, there's a rod that goes up through this foot. This foot is not attached. It's just the rod goes through it and the rod goes up the leg. And that is exactly what you need for a kit like this. It's a perfectly designed where you don't have to worry about warping or leaning or any of that stuff. So the producers of this kit did an amazing job with it. All the keys going pretty well. All the magnets went in great. There was really not many or anything to really customize. There was little things here and there we'll kind of go over, but nothing to the point where it was like, holy crap, I had to go and do everything. But when I first got the kit, I didn't realize that this boot came off. So what happened was, after I was talking to the client, all of a sudden I pulled it off because I thought the rod only went up the ankle, and then I realized it went all the way up the leg, which was amazing. The only other downside of this kit was the cape. Now, the cape is done correct though. Now, the cape is done absolutely amazing. So, all this blue is keyed into the torso. And then when you look at the cape in the back, the cape is connected to all that back there. That is exactly the way to do capes. Now, like, you know, in past customs, like people would do is with the magnetos, the little metal bar that would go around the chest, they would use that to hold up the cape and everybody's would break or would warp. It was a pain. The only problem with this one though is because it was a little heavy set on this side, it was pulling the cape and everything to the side because the magnets that were in there weren't strong enough, so there was a gap here. That was the only downside with this. It's kind of hard to explain unless you saw it. But what I did is I removed the magnet that was in the chest and I removed the magnet that was up here. I moved the magnets over a little bit so it's kind of more on this side of the chest. And they were really strong N52 magnets. And I made it so they would go. And then when you pop this in there, it does not lean over there and holds on really well. The only downside with it though is if you're ever going to break him down and, you know, maybe fix something or break him down in parts or whatever you need to do for shipping, you got to be sort of careful the way you pop it out, because if you're not careful you could dig your nails into there because that's how strong the magnets are. But it needed to be a stronger magnet. Other than that, really wasn't any other issues. I think the only problem was just the cape magnet, which is a very simple fix. You just Dremel it out, put in new magnets with some Aves, and let's see. I guess that's about it. I mean, the only other thing I could think of is the base pieces. So I think I'll try to grab one off. So what happened is, I think the factory did like a primer. Let me see if this one pops off easier. I want to do it where I don't scrape anything. It's the only downside is these pieces. Alright, yeah, so it comes off pretty well. So these were magnetized, as you can see. Now you see why I had to sand off all of the paint and the primer on this and smooth it out, because what was happening is the little bit of primer and stuff that was in here and some of that paint was making it very difficult to pop in and out of base. So what I did is I just sanded all this down. Now, to me, whenever you do a kit, if you don't see the key, it doesn't need to be painted. But the problem is trying to paint keys because you want it all painted causes these problems. So my thing is, if this was to stay in this base for like, you know, say for like 5 years, the problem is that paint that's on the key and on the thing is going to bond together because of the pressure and the magnet, that when you go to pop it out, if you're not careful, you can break something or snap it. So a lot of these keys on this item, I sanded down afterwards because once I popped them into the base, I couldn't get them in. It's a little bit of a stupid thing. It's not really that big of a deal, but I do know people love to have their keys painted on the statues, which never makes any sense to me, but with this one I had to do that. I mean, I could repaint the keys, but what I would have to do is sand down the keys a lot and then paint them up so they're painted, but still, to me, if you don't see it, it doesn't really matter. But that's just kind of how I work. Other than that, I can't really think of any other problems. It was just such an easy kit to paint. It's just the yellow sucks. Anyone who paints, some people say red is the worst color for them, but I still say yellow is the worst color. Yellow is a very, very tricky color. Now he does come with some different parts here. So as you can see, we got 4 heads, 2 sets of hands, and then an extra left hand for the monster, or the void head. The void, I'm sorry. To me, like I said, I don't like Sentry as a character. I think he's really stupid. And I don't mind painting him up, but I do not like the character at all. Like Iron Man, I dislike and I won't paint up because I just can't stand the character at all growing up as a kid. But with Sentry, I'll paint him, but I dislike the character. So we'll kind of pop in the heads. Let's kind of pop in the heads a little bit so you guys can see. So the first head is the, I guess just the regular head, I would call this one. The kind of younger head, which I think is my favorite. This is the one, like, if Sentry was my character, this is the head I would like. So the heads are magnetized and they go in pretty well. So the next head would probably be the, the lazy bum head that sits in the house all day because he's got that fear where he doesn't want to leave the house. That stupid little weakness of his. But that head looks pretty good. But it's kind of more of a Thor head. Because I remember back when Sentry was first introduced, everybody was like, oh, it's actually Thor, it's not the Sentry, So this is kind of like the Thor head, I would call it. But that's when he was first came out. The third head is the one where he's kind of starting to turn into the void. It's kind of like the little eyes are starting to get a little bit veiny, and just getting a little bit dark and sinister, so the void is coming out. That's another thing. The void is a stupid little alter ego thing, but that's just me bitching about the character. I feel I have the right to bitch about the character because I don't like him. But anyway, and then we have the last head, which has a change of hand too. So this is the void head, where tentacles are coming out of his mouth. I do not understand that of the void. I thought the void was not a tentacle monster. I thought the void was just like a dark nothingness character. At least that's when he first came out, but I guess over time he's turned into like tentacles or something. I don't really know. I haven't read a lot of the modern comics. I kind of know Sentry from when he first came out in his 4-issue miniseries, and then they threw him into New Avengers, and after that I kind of stopped. But the last part of him is the change of hand, which is the void hand. So, but like I said, this is all magnetized pretty well. The only downside is there will be marks on certain things here and there. That is the downside. I got to kind of clean up a little bit over there from marks. But this is the void hand. So this is like the tentacle void hand type thing, as you can see. Which, like I said, I don't understand that, but that's the void. But yeah, that's the only downside, is like removing these pieces and putting these in. There's kind of marks here, so I got to kind of clean up that mark. That's the only downside. But I mean, they work out pretty well. They're all magnetized. They look good. There's also change of hands too here. So these pieces pop out instead of fists. He has these, so you can do that. But that is that. So we'll get on to the paint work for him. I did this on live stream. I used these colloidal paints on him. It's a yellow. So he's got a very sort of yellowish basic body. Nice bright yellow with some orangey shadings. So these colloidal paints had like an orangey yellow, and we'll kind of use that for the shading, because you didn't want to fight with him onto the base fire. You don't want to make his outfit look like fire, but too much orange. And a lot of the artwork I've seen of Sentry doesn't really have that browns into him, because if you start throwing browns into him, you kind of go more toward that Wolverine color. Like if you go toward like the brown and yellow Wolverine, if you start adding a little bit of brown shading, you kind of get that darker mustardy look. So this is what I kept with this one on there. For his blue, I don't know if you guys can see it too well. I did a little something different. Like you probably see in the boots a little bit better. So this is a metallic blue. Not very much shading in it because this metallic is like phenomenal. This was from, I forget the paint I used. But what I did is I did silver trim in his outfit. So you can see I did silver trim on those lines. And then I did silver trim on his gloves. And then also his S. And his S is kind of like got a glowing, a little bit of a metallic-y glow around the S on the blue. So it makes it look like it's glowing a little bit. And then we did the same thing with the neck. But the cape is a different blue. That was kind of important. You want to break up your blues. So this felt more like an armor than a like blue outfit because of the way this was sculpted. So we went with that. But the cape is kind of like a flatter blue, so it's not metallic-y or pearl. So wanted to break it up. I asked him if he wanted to weather. He never got back to me, and I guess he doesn't really have that look of like battle damage really. So I didn't do any weathering on the bottom of the cape because it was a lot easier to paint it too because of the way that was. Hair is basically just kind of like, you know, a blondish hair color, basic skin tones, and the base is kind of fire. So I guess this is supposed to be like flame type base. Kind of went with it my way, what I do, like what a lot of my bases. I was sent a bunch of examples for bases, and a lot of people seem to have painted it yellow to make it look like Sentry powers. I didn't see any paint-ups to make it look like black, like the Void. So I was asked to go more fire with this. So basically Rocky type paint-up with a little bit of cracks in there to make it look like it's kind of hot underneath and stuff, and fire. That's the only thing I don't know about the base. Maybe you guys in comments can kind of explain to me. Is this kind of just like a flame base that he's kind of in battle, or is this something that connects to Sentry? I would think that it would be more like the Void coming up underneath of him, but I really don't know. But other than that, sculpt-wise, it's amazing. It's a really great anatomy. I do love the anatomy on it. The faces are beautiful on him. You know, he's got some really good muscle definition. Really got that presence, though, of like the Sentry and stuff. I think the only thing I don't like about it, but I know people love, is the veins. You know, you have a superhero outfit, and a lot of people love to put these veins on the arms. So there's really no other veins on the bodies anywhere, but there's super strong veins on the arms. I know some people like that stuff, but for me, I could do without it. If it was just a bare arm like Wolverine, I would say the veins are cool to have. But when you have that superhero outfit, not really a fan of it. But all in all, really, really good sculpt. A lot of fun to paint up, I would say. I'm really happy the way it's engineered. I think that's what made this item fun. Having it so well engineered where I don't have to go in and add a rod up the leg made it like a really fun kit to paint up. So if any of you guys out there plan on producing or making a run of kits or anything, and they are going to be floating on one leg, take notice of this kit and how the factory did the rod all the way up the leg. That right there says a lot about producing your items, that you're actually thinking about the production and the people who are going to end up with your item. But other than that, that's about it. That is the Sentry. Let me know what you guys think. And also, let me know what you guys think about Sentry. Do you like him as a character or not? Like I said, for me, I could do without him. But if you guys like him, let me know. So thanks for watching, and we'll be back with some more videos.